Hello ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel, welcome back to another Total Extreme Wrestling video. This is the 2020 series, or well, the 2020 save that started. It's now going into 2021 in real life, but not quite in game. It's confusing, and it got even more confusing at the start of the stream for this episode, when I stumbled across the fact that we had an impromptu, unplanned NXT UK Takeover. Yep, that was in the books, and I forgot to move it. It is what it is. We do it. We carry on. It's 2020 to 2021. You get on with it. So, yeah, we have an impromptu pay-per-view. Let's go for it. Oh, and also, I kind of missed the first match out of it. So, let's just head back to him. Let's head back to him, shall we? Okay, welcome to an impromptu NXT UK pay-per-view. Not planned, but we've gone through it, and I've already messed it up because we've moved past the first match already. So the opening contest was the Ojmo against No Amdar. We thought we're going to do the storyline, so may as well do it. So the Ojmo has had the best of the storyline going in. Tonight's the night No Amdar gets a little semblance of respect, because in their one-on-one contest, No Amdar cheats to victory. He gets the tights, he gets his feet on the ropes. 1, 2, 3. He got us a 42, I believe. I'll check at the end, which actually isn't that bad, considering the popularities of both men. Anything tonight is a free hit, though, so let's see what happens. We had Kaylee Ray cut a promo on Ginny Couture for 46. I was going to do Kaylee Ray versus Ginny Couture, but then I remembered that they have negative chemistry, so we turned it into a big triple threat. It's elimination style. It's Kaylee Ray versus Ginny versus Julia, who's getting an opportunity tonight. Your winner, and still NXT UK Women's Champion, Kaylee Ray. So it's a 7th defense of the title, and again it's a 44 here, which is pretty good for the NXT UK Women's Division. 43 from Kaylee Ray, 38 from Ginny, 39 from Julia. So she is someone that could be pushed here, potentially, really could be pushed. It had about 14 minutes. It was elimination. Ginny went first, which let the two baby faces go at it, and actually probably did help the match. So good stuff. No complaints. This is an NXT UK pay-per-view, so it's not going to be our best work, is it? Let's move on. Zia Brookside cut a promo on Martina for 37. This feud's been all about respect. Martina thinks that Zia, or Zaya, as she probably is called, is only here because of her father, Robbie Brookside. She says here, Zia Brookside says she's going to prove Martina wrong, and she's going to do it in the only way she knows how, in this ring. 37. We're going to have a hardcore sort of street fight between the two of them. I figured it's probably the feud with the most personal aspect to it. Let's give them a gimmick. And it gets us a 29, which actually is about right. It's nothing spectacular, so they haven't done better than you would hope, but they haven't done worse either. Zia was slightly off her game, but she still put in a 28 and a 29 from Martina. It's about right. And the babyface gets the win here, and she surprises Martina, the surprise cradle. And I think it's probably the right way to go. Now Martina can come back more furious than ever, that she's been embarrassed, that she's been sort of shocked here. And it gives Zia Brookside a little bit of credibility. So good stuff. We'll move on. Lana Austin and Danny Jones were backstage, all a bit loved up. Now we're going to start putting them together as a couple. Lana Austin playing this sort of seductress gimmick, so we can really play into that. They're on each other's arms. They're kissing, all this sort of stuff. And they talk about the mixed tag that we're doing right now against Scotty Davis and Toni Storm. Lana Austin says she will get her revenge after she lost to Toni Storm last week. She wants to get revenge in the mixed tag. Will she get revenge? No, because Toni Storm probably should win that matchup. And she does in the mixed tag. Toni Storm and Scotty Davis get the victory at 44. So that's pretty good. And it's all about Toni carrying this one with the 49. 33 apiece for the men and a 30 for Lana Austin. That's pretty much a success. We wanted Toni Storm in this mixed tag storyline to carry it as the star name, to help the others, bring them up. That's a good start. So, yeah, Toni Storm gets the win. The heels are going to have to get wins soon, but I just feel when you have Toni in the ring, it isn't right for her to lose here. It would sort of bring her down. So the losses are going to have to come in the men, but we'll get to that. We'll get to that later. We did a triple threat NXT UK Tag Team Championship match. Now, as again, it's a pay-per-view. We want the titles on the card. And with Joe Hendry, half of your tag team champions, hailing from Glasgow, Scotland, it made a lot of sense. And that is probably why we've got one of the best matches on the night so far. The winners are your current champions, Eddie Dennis and Joe Hendry. We do kind of need a name for. We don't have a name for them yet. I like my tag teams to have a name. So anybody in the chat on Twitch or in the comments on YouTube want to give us a name, feel free. Tonight's your night. Or this video's your chance, and we'll get it a name. Joe Hendry, a 50, a 45 from Eddie Dennis, 46 from Flash Morgan Webster, 49 from Mark Andrews, good performance from him, 33 from Dave Mastiff, which does bring it down, but Trent carries it with a 63. And yeah, we are pushing Flash Morgan Webster and Mark Andrews towards the titles, but we wanted to not do that match tonight, so we put the former champions in there, and it paid off because Trent Seven can carry the match up, so that's pretty good stuff. Okay, we are building towards a fatal four-way in the main event. It is Tyler Bate versus Killian Dane versus Chris Brooks versus the NXT UK champion Volta for that belt. Before that, we had Tyler Bate cut a promo on Volta for 60. That's good stuff. Tyler says tonight he's going to do what he couldn't do at NXT TakeOver Carter. He's going to slay the giant, and the ring general will know what it means to be mopped around this square circle. 60 for the promo. The match itself then, I think it might be quite good. I think it might save the pay-per-view. Let's find out. Your winner and still NXT UK champion for a 58, so it's pretty good without hitting that next level, but for NXT UK that's still pretty good. So yeah, Volta wins, no surprise there. I didn't want to do any title changes tonight because it wasn't really planned. This match probably come a little bit early. I was planning to do it on a pay-per-view, but maybe it's come a little early. But I think it's right to have Volta retain. Tyler Bate could beat him for the title one day. Tonight's not his night. Killian Dane has already lost a championship match, so that's probably him out of the picture now. Chris Brooks as this heel, this cool heel, is one to watch. 65 from Tyler Bates, 66 from Volta, 53 apiece for the other two. It's still pretty good. It's still very, very good, really, for NXT UK. I'm probably downplaying it. So we'll take it. And that 58 might boost us for the show rating. It gives us a show rating of 56 for NXT UK for a pay-per-view from them. It's not bad. It's not bad at all, considering we've booked it on the fly. We've given away some big matches, I suppose, and we've kept it in-ring heavy. But it's not bad at all. So we've built from the top, 44 to start, up to a 58 and a 60. So we've built from the top. We had a slow middle, but we main event really carried us. So thank you, Volta. I say it again, thank you. Okay, Monday Night Raw kicks off with the pyro, with Tom Phillips and Samoa Joe at ringside, and a shock. The surprise, the music of John Cena. Now, we haven't used Cena in this save once. Tonight's the night we use him, because Monday Night Raw have a big, big night this Sunday. Team Raw have a big, big night this Sunday. Cena comes out to the ring. He's pleased to be back. You can see he's pleased to be back, but he's also very, very pleased to bring out Team Raw. And he says to Team Raw, he gets them. What I've got in my head is that Team Raw will be round the ring. That's a Stuart Irvine idea, but they're going to be round the ring. Cena's giving them like a team talk, like a coach, and he doesn't rip into them as such, but he says that he needs them to be on their game, because the winning team on Sunday gets the first pick in the 2020 WWE draft. And Cena says, you guys do not understand how important that is for a brand, for a company to continue on and be the top dogs. In 2005, I moved to Raw, and dare I say it, I had a hell of a good time right here on the red brand. Now, SmackDown will have a place in his heart, but Monday Night Raw is where he was at its best. So he wants people to be at their best, and tonight he wants to see everyone at their best, so that on Sunday they will win the Survivor Series match. I think it's a good start. It is a good start, a 92 segment rated, and you have Cena in there with Drew, which is quite nice, Andrade, which is quite nice, Montez Ford and Angelo Dawkins as well. It helps everyone, and the idea of a legend giving them a bit of a team talk really, really ramps up the importance of Survivor Series, the importance of that first draft pick. Let's make it mean something. Good start, 92. We then went into the opening contest. Randy Orton's in action. He's against Cedric Alexander. Will Orton be focused? Will he show what he's about? Yes, he will. He won't. What's gone on there? Well, that was not supposed to be there, so I don't really know what's happened there. But Fine, we'll make it work. Before the matchup, we go backstage where Bobby Lashley and Damian Priest are attacked by AOP. The four men start brawling around the backstage area. They're broken up, and these two teams have it out for each other. They're heel teams, but on Sunday, the tag team championships are on the line. They're a triple threat. Right, let's do Orton and Cedric, shall we? Because that's where we were meant to be going. There we go. 79, so it's a really, really good opening contest too. Randy Orton defeats Cedric Alexander with a running punt to the head. Let's ignore that because Cedric's in a match on Sunday. Randy, can you not do that, mate? RKO does the business. 12 minutes it got. And this is all about telling the story that Cedric is a challenge for Randy Orton. Cedric is a babyface that doesn't stop fighting. And Randy Orton's going to have that problem on Sunday because Kofi Kingston won't stop fighting. Xavier Woods won't stop fighting. Big Braun Strowman and Roman Reigns won't stop fighting. So Randy Orton has to be at the top of his game. Randy Orton has to be focused. He has to be the Viper. Tonight, he shows he can be the Viper. And he looks good going into Sunday. I say that a lot on the Go Home show, but it's important that they look good going into the pay-per-view. Good match, 79. Good stuff. We come back from breaks to go backstage to the GM's office. Christian is in there and he says he couldn't agree with John Cena more. And tonight, just like Randy Orton's just done, he wants Team Raw to prove themselves. SmackDown is not here. SmackDown is banned from the arena and Team Raw will not be allowed to go to SmackDown this week. We've done enough cross-brand stuff. Let's focus on the brands tonight, on the teams themselves even. Christian says, you guys will get the chance to prove yourself. Andrade, you're going to be in a one-on-one contest against R-Truth. And you three, you impressed me on SmackDown as a six-man tag. So tonight you get another opportunity. It's going to be Drew McIntyre and the Street Profits against, not a cough from nowhere, and a drink from nowhere. They are going to be against three top heels, Damian Priest, Bobby Lashley, The Hurt Business, and former WWE champion Jinder Mahal. Okay, we'll get through it. 73, that's fine. The idea here is Christian is really, really making the matches mean something tonight. He wants Team Raw to prove themselves. So let's see if they do. Women's contest here. Charlotte Flair defeats Ruby Riott for a 68. That's actually really good. And Charlotte's carried that with a 72, which is really, really good. I'm really pleased with that, actually. 12 minutes they got, 72 from Charlotte Flair. Ruby Riott with a 43 isn't actually that bad. She's attacked by Nia Jax, and this is all about laying the groundwork. Now, when Becky was attacked, I can't remember how exactly we left it, but let's say she was attacked by a steel chair, a chair to the ankle. Now, Charlotte Flair is also attacked here by a steel chair. Nia Jax comes out, runs her over with a chair, but what's important to note is that she hits a concerto to Charlotte Flair's ankle. Charlotte Flair won't be out forever. She'll still be involved on Sunday, but it's just laying the groundwork. Is Charlotte Flair correct? Is it Nia Jax who's attacked Becky? Because she's showing evidence there. Let's move on. 59 for the post-match segment. And here's the WWE Champion in action right here for a 77 and an NXT appearance from someone involved in the NXT Cruiserweight Championship tournament this Wednesday, I believe. Oney Lorcan. So Styles wins, obviously. That's no surprise that you put the WWE champion over. 38 from Oney Lorcan, though, is pretty good, and an 84 from Styles. Good chemistry, boosted it too. Styles has made Oney Lorcan look good, which is going to help NXT on Wednesday. But also, he wins the matchup. Post-match, as he's celebrating, the music of Kevin Owens hits. And Kevin Owens comes out looking for a fight, as he always does with his rival, AJ Styles. But tonight is still not going to be his night, at least not right now, as he was attacked before he can get into the ring by Angel Garza and Austin Theory. 77, so this is a good segment as well, despite the underperformance from the two mid-card heels, which is fine. You can say that they beat down Kevin Owens, a 3-on-1 attack, and Kevin Owens is laid out. For now, he doesn't get his hands on AJ Styles. We go to break. We come back from break with these three heels, Theory, Garza and Styles, celebrating backstage, you could say. They're on their way out of the arena, it looks like, when they're stopped by Christian Cage. Done that again. Look, Christian, Raw general manager, and he says, you guys think you're very clever, you guys think you've gotten away with that, you're bragging, are you? Well, guess what, tonight you guys get some comeuppance. Tonight, 1-on-1, it's going to be Kevin Owens versus Austin Theory. And if Kevin Owens wins, AJ, if Kevin Owens wins tonight, you're on your own on Sunday. There'll be no Theory, there'll be no Garza, they'll be banned from ringside for the WWE Championship match on Sunday. 69 is okay, but we set up a big main event, so that's pretty good. Andrade is backstage cutting a promo for 72. He hypes himself up as the future of this company, whether it's Raw or SmackDown. But on Sunday, he will show Monday Night Raw and the world that he is what it is all about. And he vows to be a deciding factor on Sunday. So we'll see. 72. He's in action against R-Truth for a 77. Jesus Christ, Andrade. What are you doing there with an 82 performance? Wow. Brilliant. From Andrade. He defeats R-Truth like you'd expect. 77. Jesus Christ. To get a 77 and nearly 4-star match out of R-Truth is miracle work. It is miracle work. And Christmas has already gone, so I don't know what he's playing at. Brilliant from Andrade. 82. A promo to put him over and a win to put him over. Again, we really start playing in that Andrade is focused. And Team Raw are focused. Orton wins. Andrade wins. We'll see with a 6-man later. The Disciples are in their dressing room. Seth Rollins is actually on the phone as we open this scene, and he's overheard saying, "That's good. I guess I'll see you on Sunday." I don't know what that's going to mean yet. Do you? I don't know. But at that point, he's interrupted by Charlie Caruso. Cuts a promo, hyping up this 6-man tag. Aleister Black, Sammy Guevara, Rey Mysterio against the Disciples. 68. That's fine, but the important bit is that. Does that mean Seth Rollins has got a plan for Sunday? Potentially. Okay, we did this 6-man tag then for a 78. The matches are killing it tonight. Wow. 87 from Drew carries this one. And again, another confident, focused victory from Team Raw here. Drew McIntyre pins Jinder Mahal, which protects the Hurt Business, which I think was important. And as I say, Drew with an 87 really carries this one. 56 from Angelo Dawkins and Montez Ford 60 isn't great, but again, also Jinder and Damian not great. Bobby Lashley with a 62 is okay. Drew was actually off his game, but still put in an 87. Drew McIntyre is a maestro right now, and a maestro in the ring. 78, good stuff. Team Raw are confident going into Sunday. Really confident. Will we see the same on SmackDown? We'll see. We'll see. Post-match, furious at them losing, furious at Jinder Mahal costing him the loss, really. The Hurt Business, take him out. It's 49, fine. Just character stuff, really. Why would the Hurt Business be just happy, not happy, but go along with the loss? Wouldn't they be furious? Wouldn't they want to take him out? Let's take him out. It's Jinder Mahal, who cares? Okay, this is an interesting segment here. And it got us an 83, so it's done very well. I decided this week we're not going to have Shayna Baszler or Asuka in a match. We're going to have them in a segment. Out comes former Raw General Manager, former WWE Champion, Olympic gold medalist, Kurt Angle, to a big pop. And he's here to moderate a showdown. A showdown between two submission wrestlers like himself. Two champions, really, like he has been in his past. Shayna Baszler and Asuka. These two are going to go one-on-one in a submission match this Sunday, so who better to moderate than the submission machine himself, I suppose. Sorry, Samoa Joe. Kurt Angle. We could have actually had Samoa Joe do it, thinking about it, but Kurt Angle's a bit of star power, so that works. And these two really, really lay in thick about what the submission means, what it's going to mean to make the other tap out, the disrespect in doing that. Before a brawl breaks out, and this time we're going to have Asuka come out on top. This time it's not a submission move she hits. You can say she hits that running hip attack or whatever it is, but she knocks Shayna Baszler out of the ring, and it's Asuka who sort of stands tall this week. Sort of stands tall. Good segment though. 83. We had the Raw Tag Team Champions in action for a 60. AOP defeated Humberto Carrillo and Akira Tozawa. Akam submits Humberto Carrillo, so that's pretty good. But 60 is really good for this. You look at the popularities, 56 and a 55 for the Tag Champs, but 48 Akira, 52 Humberto, and a 60. Things are working tonight, and they're working really well. The Raw Tag Team Champions look strong going into Sunday, but post-match, all hell breaks loose. Out come Apollo Crews and Cedric Alexander. Out come the Hurt Business. And all 6 men involved in the Raw Tag Team Championship match on Sunday are brawling around the ringside area. As we head to break, we can come back and say that it's been broken up, but the whole point of this is these guys can't wait to get their hands on each other. It is going to be wild on Sunday. 60 for the post-match segment is pretty good considering AOP are involved, so I'll take it. Good match here, and it's that 6-man we teased earlier. It is the Disciples against Sammy Guevara, Rey Mysterio, and Aleister Black, the United States champion. And it is the champ who gets the win here. He pins Shelton after a black mass, let's say, because a no worry death foot stomp is awful. But the men that carried this here are Seth and Aleister Black. Seth with an 84 rated performance. Aleister with an 82, which is really, really good. Ray with a 62, Sammy with a 59, Murphy with a 60, Shelton with a 52, which is really the lowest. But that's okay. This worked. 4 stars, basically, for a 6-man tag to really, really hype a couple of things. Not just Aleister Black and Seth Rollins, but also Sammy Guevara, his rise. He called out Seth Rollins, didn't he, last week? Well, he's on the winning team tonight. He doesn't quite get the pin because I think it was important to have Aleister win it. But he's on the winning team alongside Rey Mysterio. We'll get to that. 79, good stuff. Really good match, actually. We come back from break to find Sammy Guevara pleased with himself backstage. He's pleased that he did manage to get a victory over Seth Rollins this time, and he's sort of approached by Rey Mysterio. Rey Mysterio says, "That was impressive, kid. That was impressive. Maybe I need to keep an eye on you." And he sticks out his hand, a handshake, and a show of approval from Rey Mysterio. Now, I quite like the idea of getting these two together as a team in the Raw Tag Team division. Let me know what you think in the comments, because I think it could be good. Rey Mysterio gives us the nod of approval, the show of approval to Sammy Guevara here as the babyface. Fine. AJ Styles got a promo on Kevin Owens ahead of the main event. AJ Styles says he doesn't have to worry because tonight Austin Theory is beating Kevin Owens, and on Sunday AJ Styles is beating Kevin Owens because Kevin Owens is not championship worthy. 68 for the promo. I expect better from Styles, actually, but it's fine. The match itself then, Kevin Owens against Austin Theory. We've had some good matches on the card so far. Will this one live up to it? It's your main event. And remember, if Kevin Owens wins, AJ goes it alone on Sunday. So Kevin Owens wins for a 79. So that's pretty good. Botched interference was the finish. Obviously, you have Angel Garza run down and try and make the difference, but Kevin Owens saw it coming, and there is a malfunction at the junction, as we mentioned on the stream, as Gorilla Monsoon used to say. So, yeah, Garza straight into Theory means Kevin Owens can hit the stunner on Theory for the 1, the 2, the 3. A 76 rate performance from him, and we got a 79, so that's good. Austin Theory in the main event of Raw this week as well. Good for him. Good for him. We do have one more post-match segment, and it's all about Kevin Owens and AJ Styles. So into the ring rushes AJ Styles. We're going to see the segment rating, a 67. Wow, that's not great. AJ Styles rushes into the ring, ready to attack Kevin Owens, but Owens is up onto his feet quick, and the WWE champion eats a stunner. Owens lays out Styles with a stunner. Garza tries to attack. Stunner. Theory. Stunner. Kevin Owens stands tall, stone cold style this week. Kevin Owens ends the show. The fans are going wild for him. And AJ Styles backs up the ramp with a championship on his shoulder. Owens is making the championship gesture. These two are on their own on Sunday, 1-on-1 with a championship right in the middle of them. So I think it's been a pretty good show. Good matches along the way. I'm hoping for a sort of 80 to 81. I'll take anything better. Let's find out. Okay, an 82. I said I'll take better. Oh, I definitely have taken better. We've got some big matches on the go-home show, to be fair. 2 big 6-mans have carried us. Andrade getting a 77 out of R-Truth is bizarre, I would say. You had a good segment there with Shayna and Asuka. Good main event with Kevin Owens and Austin Theory. And you have started it well with Cena, by the way. That 92 segment, good stuff. And Orton and Cedric, good stuff as well. So, very good. Well done, people. Let's move on to main event. Okay, main event kicks off this week with a 37, so that ain't done very well. Wow. Main event has not started. The crowd were turned off by having a match outside the pre-show between workers they don't have any investment in. It's main event, people. Really? 51 from Humberto, 43 from Mojo. Humberto wins. Ridiculous. Austin Theory and Angel Garza had a post-Raw segment that we show here, 63. They're asked about not being able to help AJ Styles at Survivor Series, and they are asked, will AJ walk out with the championship? And they show a little bit of doubt here. A little bit. 63. Good stuff. 67 for a good promo from the Artist Collective. That's Sami Zayn, Elias, and Cesaro. Elias, of course, filled in for Shinsuke Nakamura when he knocked off. So, yeah, this is pretty good. It's similar to what they did on Smackdown last week of Sami Zayn really drilling in that they need to start performing because they need to be involved in the draft. They need to be involved in the draft. And at the moment, they're a little bit out of people's thoughts. Let's put themselves in their thoughts. So 67, building this world that's happening right now. It's fine. Back to in-ring competition and a 47 for this. I put the wrong road agent because apparently I did it. Great, no wonder it's a 47. Sammy Guevara defeats Robert Roode. 54 apiece, 47. Ridiculous. Let's move on. Liv Morgan and Natalya cut a promo for 55 ahead of a tag team contest. I didn't change who Liv was in the ring with. Oh no. I don't know who I put her in the ring with now. Let's find out. Let's find out. This may not have been correct. Oh, no, I do remember. We're good. Oh, God, I thought I revealed a big thing there. It's good. I remember it. Liv Morgan and Natalya were up against former women's tag team champions Alexa Bliss and Nikki Cross and get the victory. A big win here on main event for Liv Morgan in particular, pinning Nikki Cross. A 60 rated match, best match of the night so far. No surprise, really, with the likes of Alexa and Natalya in there. And Nikki Cross as well, to be fair. So we're all good to go. Yeah, pretty good. Main event, though, involves Roman Reigns again. We need to build him back up. We've ruined him. We need to build him back up. Randy Orton cut a backstage promo of 69. Not great from Orton here. Not great, actually. Jackson Riker also cut a promo hyping up his match against Reigns in the main event. So it's Roman Reigns versus Jackson Riker for 75. So it's pretty good. It's a 3.5 star matchup there. 3.75 star matchup in the main event. Thank you, Roman Reigns. We'll build you back up slowly, my friend. We'll build you back up slowly. Jeez. The show itself is 71. A good main event really carries you. Ignore Humberto and Mojo. Ignore them. Ridiculous. Okay, NXT kicks off this week with a 73 rated match, which is pretty good. Bon appetit, boys. Well done. The Broserweights defeat Joaquin Wilde and Raul Mendoza, of course, Legado del Fantasma. Good match. Matt Riddle really carrying this one with an 80. A 72 from Pete Dunne, which is pretty good from the Bruiserweight. Always get that wrong. 53 apiece for the heels and a good win for the face tag team. Last week we teased a little bit of dissension between the two as they're both fighting for the North American Championship this Saturday. Or this Sunday in real life. But it's going to be interesting. 73 for the match. Afterwards, there's a more dissension because the finish of the match sees Matt Riddle in trouble. And Pete Dunne has got his arm out for a tag. But Matt Riddle this time, for some reason, chooses not to. And he starts to counter moves. And he does get the victory. But he gets the victory on his own. And Pete Dunne's a little bit put out by the fact that Riddle maybe didn't trust him, potentially. Let's play into that. The post-match segment is for a 74. Post-match segment for a 74, which is pretty good, actually. Pretty good. They can play off each other. That works pretty well. First of our Cruiserweight quarterfinals sees Oney Lorcan take on Jake Atlas for a 35. So it hasn't done as well as we were hoping. I mean, they could have at least given me a 40 here, but it's a bit harsh. But as you can see, Oney Lorcan wins. Now, we used Lorcan on Raw, of course, against AJ Styles. And we're starting to tell this story that Oney Lorcan has got something about him, you know. Oney Lorcan has got this untapped potential, and maybe the Cruiserweight Championship is what will take him to the next level. Maybe. 35, not great. Post-match, Santos Escobar is here, and he's taking out more of the competition. He takes out Oney Lorcan. He sees him as a threat in this competition. And I can reveal to you now that next week on NXT, it is semi-final time. We're going to have the 2 semi-final matches next week. The following week, we'll see the final of the Cruiserweight Championship tournament. And next week, it's going to be Santos Escobar versus Oni Lorcan in semi-final number 1. But who is going to be Lince Dorade's opponent? I guess we'll find out later in the show. Dominik Dijakovic and Bronson Reed were in a good match here after a 65. This has done really well. Helped by Cameron Grimes being in there, which is no surprise because Cameron Grimes is a very, very good professional wrestler. He's good at the graps. Dominik Dijakovic gets the win over Brian Kendrick. 65, like I say, is brilliant. 51 from Kendrick, 59 from Cameron Grimes, 50 from Dijakovic and 45 from Bronson Reed. The faces win, and after the match, they send a message to the NXT Tag Team Champions. They have their rematch on Sunday, but they get out some tables. And they drive their opponents, Kendrick and Grimes, through them. A message to the Tag Team Champions. We immediately go backstage to William Regal's office where he's watching it. And in walk the Tag Team Champions. And Regal says, you guys have made a mockery of the NXT Tag Team Championships. You guys have made it an embarrassment. Well, this Sunday, there's no running. There is no fighting your way, or, well, disqualifying your way out of this. On Sunday, the Tag Team Championships are on the line, and it's a tables match. 53 for the segment isn't great. Zach Gibson let us down a little bit there, but there we have it. Dijakovic and Reed versus the Grizzled Young Veterans tables match for the Tag Team Championships on Sunday. That may be the better way to get the match out, I think. Oh dear. Well, that's not done well. Shotzi Blackheart, I said it might struggle, hence why it's only got 4 minutes. 15. I am starting to regret putting Shotzi in the championship match on Sunday. I really feel like it might struggle. Very much struggle. Hopefully Dakota Kai can carry it to something. But a 34 from Shotzi, a 31 from Chelsea. Shotzi wins inside 4 minutes. We're moving on. We're moving on from that. We're just in, out, goodbye. Let's get out of it. Post-match backstage are Dakota Kai and Raquel Gonzalez. They could have promo. They say people find that impressive. They'll see impressive tonight when the champ and her boss is in the ring. 47, not boss. That would be a bad word to use, but her bodyguard type role is in the ring. So, yeah, 47 is okay. The match itself, 54. So they defeat Rhea Ripley and Deonna Purrazzo. This is pretty good. 36 from Raquel and Deonna, but Dakota 61 carries this. Rhea Ripley 54. And this could be Rhea Ripley's NXT swan song. Because next week in the WWE draft, I can reveal there are 4 NXT superstars available to Raw or SmackDown. 4 NXT superstars. One of them is Rhea Ripley. Another one is Io Shirai. Another one is the man involved in the main event tonight, Tommaso Ciampa. And the final one is former NXT champion Keith Lee. So let's see what happens with the draft next week. That should be interesting. 54 though, yeah, pretty good. Candice LeRae could have promo on Tegan for 42. She says Tegan may have beaten her one-on-one, but last week she proved what she can do, and Candice beat Tegan in a tag team match. I mean, she didn't pin her, but okay. On Sunday, one-on-one, Candice LeRae shows her worth. 42, ahead of a mixed 6-person tag. It's the Garganos and Dexter Lumis against Tegan Nox, against Tony Nese, and against Kushida. 71, Jesus Christ. What's happened there? A match involving Tony Nese has got a 71. I can't explain it. Tony Nese put in an in-ring performance of 40, but Johnny Gargano is the man that's carried this one with an 83. Tegan was off again with a 55, 67 from Kushida, 56 from Candice, 59 from Dexter Lumis. But Johnny Gargano, you saint, you absolute saint. And the finish is important here. We will mix in the two storylines, and how disrespectful is it for Tegan that our rival's husband pins her here. Pins her. Ignore the submit, because that's a bit harsh. Pins her. Roll up. Evil Gargano. The second semi-final of the Cruiserweight division, second quarterfinal tonight. sees Timothy Thatcher make his way to the semi-final. At 56, so this is pretty good. Tyler Breeze 58, but Timothy Thatcher nearly getting the same performance, really. Considering his popularity being a lot lower, that is very impressive. And the Thatcher stretch does the business. Timothy Thatcher is in. It is going to be Thatcher versus Lindsay Dorado for a place in the Cruiserweight Championship final next week. That is going to be a contrast of styles, but a very interesting one. Good match, though. Well done. Finn Balor cut a promo on Keith Lee and the rest of the NXT War Games face team. He says tonight in a ladder match, because I think I have made it a ladder match, Tommaso Ciampa and Roderick Strong will go one-on-one. And Roderick Strong will give the Undisputed Era the advantage. Finn Balor guarantees it. 68. Pretty good promo, but could be better. And the main event then itself gets a 65. What's gone on there? What has happened there? Tommaso Ciampa 61. Roderick Strong 53. And Roderick Strong gets the win in the ladder match. The Undisputed Era have the advantage. The heels have to have the advantage going into War Games. It's kind of the only way. But what has gone on? A 65 is ridiculously low. And it's going to affect us in the main event. We do have a post-match segment which sees, while Ciampa and Strong have had their match, there's a backstage brawl happening. Balor, Keith Lee, the Viking Raiders, Kyle O'Reilly, Bobby Fish are all brawling, and the faces get the advantage. They start to fight the heels back towards the car park where the Undisputed Era have a car waiting. Or so they thought, because what they find is that each of the wheels have been popped by somebody. Somebody, well, I think we all know who it is. I'm not going to reveal it, but I think we all know, because on the front is a t-shirt of a certain someone. Adam Cole's t-shirt is there. Adam Cole with perhaps another message to the Undisputed Era. When will Adam Cole come back, I hear you ask? Soon. 62 for the post-match segment. And 70 rated NXT is still very good. The main event hasn't cost us there, thankfully. Really good 6-person tag there. And a good start to the show has carried us through here. A 70 rated NXT. Thank you very much. I'll take that. Okay, NXT UK for the second time this episode, after the takeover, kicks off with the Ojmo. The Ojmo comes out. He lost to Noam Dar on Saturday or Sunday, or whenever the pay-per-view technically would have been. And tonight he's willing to accept that. As a babyface, he's willing to accept it. He calls out Noam Dar and he wants to shake Noam Dar's hand, but that doesn't go well with Noam Dar. Noam Dar, a man who's wanting to embarrass the Ojmo. He's a little bit angry that the Ojmo doesn't feel embarrassed. He wants the Ojmo to be humbled by the loss, and that doesn't happen. So Noam Dar is starting to, again, lose his temper a little bit, and then that leads into the opening matchup. 44 for the segment, which is pretty good. Both men improvise well off script, which is good. And then we go into the Ojmo against Joseph Connors for a 46, so that's pretty good. The Ojmo carrying this one, a 49 performance. He's getting better and better and better, by the way. And he defeats Joseph Connors here in about 8 minutes. Submission. Good stuff. Really good stuff. Of course, the Ojmo is going to beat Joseph Connors. That's always going to happen, really, at this point. But with Noam Dar still sat there at ringside, it leads to the post-match attack. Noam Dar, after wanting the Ojmo to be embarrassed, wanted to humble him, he decides to humble him himself. And I've got in my head here that there's a big spot that he could do where it's similar to Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn on Shane McMahon a few years ago with a steel chair around the neck, right into the ring post. Let's make Noam Dar seem a little bit ruthless this week. He got the win, which has given him some confidence from TakeOver. Let's see him take that to the next level now against the Ojmo, which can lead to the big babyface beatdown later down the line. So that's pretty good. 36 is okay for NXT UK. It's okay. If that was SmackDown, I'd be worried. But for NXT UK, it's not bad. We did a promo from Danny Jones here, and we can actually handle the changes because we're going to change his gimmick to something of a gentleman to go along with his new couple thing. So Initial rating of awful, so that's done well as well. We're just going to have to give it some time and hopefully it'll work out. Danny Jones alongside Lana Austin here. They're a good pairing, which is good. They play off each other well. He was poor without a script, but that's fine. Here, the main thing is, after the mixed tag on Sunday, Danny Jones wants Scotty Davies one-on-one, and he puts the challenge out there. The match is made. Danny Jones versus Scotty Davies tonight. 27. Yeah. Martina cut a promo on Zia Brookside here. Zia beat her on Sunday, and Martina says that the Zia win on Sunday or Saturday was a fluke. It was a fluke, and she won't get so lucky next time. Martina is well and truly pissed off here. 28 leads into the matchup. It's Martina versus Dani Luna, who actually I believe is Zia's tag team partner. So that works out quite nicely. Gets us a 33, so that's pretty good. A 30 from both, which is pretty good. Not a lot of time to this, which I think helps it. And Martina gets the victory. It makes sense. We're pushing her at the moment. She gets the victory. Danny can have a future later down the line, but not right now. Afterwards, Martina, looking to really, really take out her anger on somebody, starts to beat down Dani Luna as well. And yeah, it doesn't last long. Zia Brookside comes running out, helps her friend. A 29 rated segment, but it's just continuing things at the minute between Zia and Zia and Martina. So yeah, that's fine. And actually, the fact that Zia and Danny are tag team partners is a nice coincidence. We'll take that. Kaylee Ray cut a promo on Julia, talking about the triple threat on Sunday. She says that she was impressed with her. She had an opportunity on Sunday or Saturday, and she damn well nearly took it. Kaylee Ray says, bring more of that, and she could be a real challenger. A face, talking about a face here, and putting her back in towards the title picture, which could be a good thing, really good thing. 49 for a good promo, though, from the champ. Killian Dane got a promo on Volta for a 50. Killian Dane says, yes, he may have lost the one-on-one match a few weeks ago, and yes, he couldn't get the job done on Sunday, but next time Killian Dane is in the ring with Volta one-on-one, he will walk out NXT UK champion. Killian Dane is one of the men circling around the championship. 50 for a good promo. Back to in-ring action then for a 35, which actually is pretty good when you look at the in-ring performances. A 29 from Danny Jones, a 28 from Scotty Davies. Their popularity is not very good, but we managed to build them up a little bit here. Danny Jones gets the win. Interference from Lana Austin. No Toni Storm out at ringside. I think eventually will lead to that again. But this time, the heel couple get the victory. Makes a lot of sense. Scotty Davies. Poor Scotty Davies getting screwed again. Drake Maverick cut a promo on Chris Brooks ahead of the main event tonight, which sees Drake Maverick and Chris Brooks go one-on-one. Two of the biggest stars in the brand, and the winner will certainly get their way further towards an NXT UK Championship opportunity. So Drake Maverick cuts a promo on Chris Brooks here, saying that he needs this opportunity and he will take it tonight. Chris Brooks is then also interviewed in a different area backstage, but Chris Brooks makes his interview about Volta. He says when Brooks gets a real chance, he will take it. When he gets a real chance at the championship, not a fatal four-way, but a one-on-one match, Chris Brooks will be champion. That's what he says. Right, main event, Chris Brooks against Drake Maverick. I think it'll be pretty good. And it's very good. Wow, a 66. Where has that come from? Chris Brooks defeats Drake Maverick in about 12 minutes. Longest match on the show, which makes a lot of sense. Chris Brooks, 53. Drake Maverick, really good performance from him for a 62, but he is on the losing side. Chris Brooks gets the victory with the octopus stretch. 66, really good main event. Gives us a 60 rated NXT UK. That's fabulous. That is really good, considering, it's NXT UK, and we do have a couple of 30-something matches in there, a big main event, and a big opener. Yes. Okay, Smackdown kicks off this week a little bit differently. Before the title sequence, we're going to the General Manager's office. JBL has summoned the Intercontinental Champion, Big E, to his office. A 66 segment rating, so not that great, but we're setting up for later in the night. As I'm sure you guys remember if you watched last week. If you didn't, go and watch it now. But if you did, you will know. Big E walked out on the New Day again. Big E, who already had turned on the New Day at SummerSlam. He's fully heel as an Intercontinental Champion. He's forced to team together last week by JBL. Big E weren't having it. Walked out on SmackDown, in theory. That's what JBL says. And tonight, Big E will be punished. It was a threat last week, but tonight, JBL says it's going to happen. It's Big E defending the Intercontinental Championship against Kofi Kingston and Xavier Woods. That's right, we're doing the New Day triple threat on SmackDown. You're going to kill me in the comments. 66 for the segment rating. Our opening contest, though, sees Roman Reigns in action. And, of course, Roman Reigns wins again for a 75. Good matchup here. They only had about 6 minutes, but Reigns and Dolph Ziggler have done very, very well here. Roman Reigns was a 75, which is probably why the segment rating is so high. And then a 56 from Dolph. Roman Reigns is improving. He's getting better. And as you can see, Renee Young did some good work at ringside as the seductress heel manager of Dolph Ziggler. Poor John Moxley. Let's carry on. Roman Reigns cut a promo after the match. He was interviewed and he's asked about Survivor Series and whether Team SmackDown can do it, whether Team SmackDown can be in one piece. And Roman Reigns says it doesn't matter about the issues that Big E is having because the big dog will make sure SmackDown reigns supreme. 74 for the promo. So Reigns has put us up to a good start to the show, which is good. From there, we went to the car park where the Usos, the SmackDown Tag Team Champions, are arriving. They look cocky. They look confident, as per usual. When they're interrupted by the ring workers, Ricochet and Mustafa Ali approach and put the challenge out there. Yes, not a tag team match. That's coming Sunday. Ricochet and Ali are going to win the Tag Team Championships on Sunday, according to them. But tonight, Ricochet says, let's do it one-on-one. And he challenges Jey Uso. Ricochet versus Jey Uso for tonight. 74, that's a really good segment for the tag division. So I'll take that and run with it. Brilliant. The Miz, another 74 segment. SmackDown's doing well so far. The Miz approaches Daniel Bryan backstage over the past few weeks. The Miz has made it clear to Bryan that they need to work together if they have any chance of stopping the undefeatable, the unstoppable beast that is the Fiend. These two men have got a championship opportunity on Sunday in a triple threat. But the Miz really is saying over and over they need to work together. Daniel Bryan, though, is not having it. Daniel Bryan is not having it. The Miz says, if you face me in a match tonight, it will be a mistake. But Bryan says, Miz, you're not even going to make it to the pay-per-view after tonight, so don't worry about it. 74, we're doing Miz and Bryan tonight as well. Big SmackDown. Tag team action here for 75. What? Where's this come from? And right. Jeff Hardy, 64. Chad Gable, 59. Cesaro, 69. Elias, 61. We get a 75. When you got a hot show rolling, that really helps us. This match got the crowd buzzing as well, which is good. And it only had just over 6 minutes. Shorter matches tonight. So we're trying to put in a lot. So we're getting people out there. We're letting them use the best of their time, but they're not really staying out there for too long. They're not outstaying their welcome, let's say. Chad Gable and Jeff Hardy get their second win as a tag team here. Last week, they did win against, I think it was Sheamus and Corbin. This week, they win again. Elias and Cesaro, well, unfortunately, they're on the losing side again. Cesaro loses a lot for me, which I do feel bad about. Elias and Cesaro, of course, the Artist Collective. After Shinsuke Nakamura left, we put Elias into that role. So it's Elias, Cesaro, and Sami Zayn as the heel stable. We'll see more from them later. 75, though. Yeah, really good match. We went to the SmackDown Women's Division next. Sasha Banks made her entrance for her matchup, the SmackDown Women's Champion. When out comes Sonya Deville. Now, Sonya Deville last week was attacked by Sasha Banks. And Sonya Deville is showing the wounds. She's got a neck brace on. She's limping. And she does not look in a good way. Sasha Banks even looks a little bit confused. Because these two are meant to go one-on-one on Sunday in a two falls matchup. One for the championship, one for the briefcase, of course. So Sonya Deville doesn't look ready to go here. Sasha Banks has to get her mind on it, though. Because she's in a matchup against Nikki Cross for a 62. So that's pretty good for the women's division. Sasha Banks 60, Nikki Cross 58. And as you can see here, just under 8 minutes before Sasha wins on disqualification, because blindsided, the neck brace gets ripped off. It was a ruse. Oh, I'm sorry, it was a ruse. Sonya Deville runs in and attacks Sasha Banks with the crutch that she's holding. Oh, I like the idea of her hitting her with a crutch. And Sonya Deville starts to beat down Sasha Banks with the crutch and stands tall tonight. She has the last laugh before Survivor Series. Braun Strowman cut a backstage promo and he's asked about tonight, the triple threat, whether Team SmackDown can be intact together. Who knows whether they can. Braun Strowman says he will watch tonight. He will be at ringside. There's one thing I've forgotten. I'm not sure if I mentioned it. If I did, I'm saying it again. In the opening segment between JBL and Big E, JBL says this line. Don't worry though, because SmackDown will be on the same page. I've invited an old friend here to make sure. Have to say that. Don't forget that. Have to say it. Right, we'll move on. Braun Strowman was in action after the promo for an 81 against Sheamus. Jesus Christ. Is this SmackDown on crack or something? What's going on here? 81 from Braun really carries this one. Sheamus 61, not bad at all. Two big hosses going at it. It's what you want to see. I gave them a bit more time actually, which worked quite well. The standing triangle choke does the business for the monster among men. 81. Two men that not doing a lot with them, if I'm honest, at this point. Braun, a former world champion. Since then, he's not done a lot. So, potentially, with the draft coming next week, these two could have a little bit of change in fortune. We'll see. Sami Zayn is backstage with the rest of the Artist Collective, and this is a similar thing to what we were doing on Main Event and last week on SmackDown. Sami Zayn is disappointed in Cesaro and Elias for losing earlier tonight. Sami Zayn says, listen, it's really, really important that we get a win later, that I managed to get a win, and you two need to make sure it happens because we need to be wanted in the draft. They want to make themselves better in the draft, so let's see what happens. Well, it worked. Sami Zayn defeated Kalisto for a 74. This is a really good match again. Sami Zayn 67, Kalisto 58. Kalisto was actually off his game, but we still get a 74. Submission with the Koji clutch does the business for Sami. You can say that Elias and Cesaro was at ringside and that was enough to put off Kalisto, and the win for Sami Zayn just before the draft. He will be happy. Right, we did a Firefly Funhouse segment here for a 74, so it didn't do as well as I was hoping it would do, but that's okay. Bray Wyatt, of course, in his Firefly Funhouse setting, he's talking about Survivor Series, he's talking about the triple threat, and he says, let me scroll down, he says that Daniel Bryan impresses him. Daniel Bryan is a fighter. Daniel Bryan may have made mistakes in the past and they have dealt with that themselves, but when a championship is on the line, Daniel Bryan impresses him. The Miz, however, does not, because guess what, kids? We don't like cowards. He doesn't like cowards. And Bray Wyatt, it's an interesting one, isn't it? Because I'm starting to turn Bray Wyatt babyface, as I'm sure you guys can tell now, which is why he's now more or less focusing on The Miz than Bryan. But he's a bit of a tweener at this point. 73 is fine. We'll carry on. The Miz and Daniel Bryan then. Two old foes going at it once more. This could be very good. It's not bad. It's not bad for a 77, as you can see here. Good match. Daniel Bryan defeats The Miz after a distraction from The Fiend. So The Miz looks like he's going to have Bryan beat and the lights go out. The Miz starts freaking out like the coward that he is, and it's enough for Daniel Bryan to get a small package from Mr. Small Package to get the win. Ignore the no luck. I'm saying small package. So, yeah, Daniel Bryan defeats The Miz. 82 from Bryan, 75 from The Miz. It's good stuff. And The Fiend, seemingly, this whole idea that The Miz has got, that Bryan and him need to team together to take The Fiend out. What if we twist that on its head? Post-match then, Daniel Bryan and The Fiend work together. Daniel Bryan and Bray Wyatt work together to take out The Miz. It's not gone well for The Miz tonight. Will it go well on Sunday? I guess we'll find out at the Survivor Series. 71. I expect a little bit better when you got Bray Wyatt involved, but it's not too bad. We're going to do, what are we doing here? We're doing a matchup. We're doing Jey Uso against Ricochet for an 83. So that is amazing. And this is all about Ricochet. A 79 from him. A guy's popularity is about a 64, I think, which is not bad, but he constantly performs better then his popularity is. Push this man, WWE. Push him to the goddamn moon. Join Cameron Grimes up there. 79 from Ricochet, 72 for Jey Uso, and it's a really, really good match. Just under 10 minutes, 83. I can't ask for any more from that. Real boost to the tag division storyline. I think the Usos and the Ring Workers could have a really underrated match on the pay-per-view. I'm hoping. Kingston and Woods are backstage together, the New Day tag team, and they are asked about this triple threat, and they both say the same thing. They say, tonight it's about a championship, but afterwards we will still be the New Day. That will not change. It's basically the babyface promo of, look, it's every man for himself, but don't worry, I still got you back afterwards. 73 for a promo, right, the main event, and it's the New Day triple threat, and it's for the Intercontinental Championship. Now, there's been some good matches tonight. I'm not sure this is going to reach that level because Woods is in there. Big E's not quite at the level he needs to be just yet. So this may not do as well as some of the other matches, but hopefully it's pretty good still. It's the New Day triple threat. It's for the Intercontinental Championship. It kind of had to be the main event. The winner and still Intercontinental Champion, Big E. Of course it's Big E. He's not dropping the title here on Smackdown, despite being the New Day triple threat. An 80 rated segment, by the way. A really, really good match. 4 stars for the New Day triple threat. I'll take that. Big E pins Xavier Woods here with a big ending. It's his 3rd defense of the Intercontinental Championship. A 72 from Big E, a 72 from Kofi, and a 62 from Xavier Woods. I'm assuming the storyline and the idea of seeing these 3 men going in a triple threat has boosted it even more. I'd like to see it at some point. I know people say don't split the New Day and don't turn them a heel. I think it'd be a good idea. 80 rated segment. And then post-match outcome, Team SmackDown. Braun Strowman was at ringside watching already. Out comes Roman Reigns as well. So all 5 men of Team SmackDown are in the ring. Big E isn't happy, you can see. They don't look on the same page. And Big E is, well, he's won the match. He's bragging about it when gong. Here comes The Undertaker. JBL said he had reached out to an old friend. Well, here he is. The Undertaker's here. He comes out to the ringside area. Just similar to what we did on Monday Night Raw with John Cena, but a little bit different here. Taker comes out. He joins Team SmackDown in the ring. Similar to what Taker did in 2016. He sort of says that you need to win on Sunday. You need to win for this brand. And if you lose, you will rest in peace. As he says peace, the one man in the ring who is a heel, he tries to attack The Undertaker. Silly Big E tries to attack The Undertaker. Reigns, Strowman and the New Day just stand and watch, let it happen, because they know what's going to happen. And Taker strikes back. A choke slam to the Intercontinental Champion. A tombstone to the Intercontinental Champion. The babyfaces celebrate to end the night. Big E, he still isn't on the same page, is he? 81 for the segment then. This should be a really, really good SmackDown. Really good. It's an 80. I actually expected it to be better than that. I feel like that's a bit harsh, but yeah, it is a bit harsh, weirdly, but I will take it. And as you can see, we are ready to go for the Survivor Series. The New Day triple threat worked. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is the end of a pretty damn good week, if you ask me. Monday Night Raw was solid. Let's just say that. NXT was impressive. NXT UK was pretty good, including a pay-per-view at the start of the week, which was, that wasn't planned. That was not planned. And SmackDown ended it on the right note. But now the big stuff happens. Now it's time for the big, big shows. Not the big show. I've done this joke before. Anyway, NXT TakeOver War Games and Survivor Series coming this weekend. Now, I'm filming these outros, and it'll be the intro and the outro for the next video, with the pay-per-view video, after I've done the streams because I forgot to do them. Let me just tell you, the pay-per-views are worth watching. That's this Sunday on the YouTube channel. Don't miss it. Make sure you like, subscribe to the channel if you enjoyed this video, and yeah, don't worry, we've still got a lot more to do. Until next time, peace.